ArsenalFanTV. You know what? I'm glad that we're talking to you today because I know you always look at it tactically. Tactically, were our tactics right in that game to sort of sit back and just try and catch them on the counter?
I think we were outplayed in the first half in central midfield, Robbie. Our best player on the day was David Spinner. He made some outstanding saves and kept us in the game. I think the problem we got is and I've said it many times, is in our central midfield pivot. We play two players in central midfield who basically can't do the job. So when you play Mesut Ozil in a 4-2-3-1, you need a better structure in that central midfield pivot. Today, I thought Coquelin and Xhaka, who play on the edge, were totally outclassed by Kevin De Bruyne in that first half. I think Kevin De Bruyne was excellent, and the difference between the two teams, they moved too easy through our lines. We were defensively not set up right. They were breaking too easy through the lines and causing us untold problems. And obviously we conceded 2 goals, but basically they could have had a lot more. In that first 15 minutes, they could have been 3 up. De Bruyne struck the post twice. Ospina made 3 outstanding saves. And I think the lesson really for Arsene Wenger, he's got to learn is that if he's going to play Ozil in a 4-2-3-1, he's got to get a better balance in central midfield. He's got to have players who work harder, who are positionally more aware. And I think Coquelin only works for me in a 3, where Coquelin is all about breaking up the play, tackling, but he can't play the role that Wenger's asking him to play. Xhaka is good passing from deep. If you're going to play Xhaka, you're going to have to look at maybe getting a real physical, tall, powerful enforcer in midfield. There's a guy at Sporting Lisbon called William Carvalho who's brilliant positionally. In that Euros last year, he went under the radar. I've no idea why no one goes in and makes a bid for him, because in that Euros, Portugal won it really with Carvalho's performances. And I think until Wenger addresses that central midfield pivot, which works well with Santi alongside somebody, without Santi, I think we struggle, and it was proved again today. We were struggling in our central midfield pivot, Robbie.
Now, listen, it's a draw. It doesn't really do anything for us. I mean, a point is no good. Any chance we can still get into that top 4 this season?
No, I think it went today. I think all the what's coming out of the club about Arsene Wenger reinventing himself, and Arsenal gambling on Arsene Wenger reinventing himself. If they offer Arsene Wenger a 2-year contract, it'd be the biggest gamble in Arsenal's recent history. Because I just think Arsene Wenger now is at that point where I don't think he can get anything more out of these players.
What if he went out and he brought in a few players, like you were saying?
Well, the problem is that the way we are, the way we recruit, Robbie. If you look at what's going on at the moment, you've got all the overtures going on about Chelsea chasing after Monaco's Bakayoko, who'll be outstanding next to Conte in their central midfield. That's the difference between us and Chelsea. Chelsea move forward, we don't. We react. He only replaced centre half last year. Got Mustafi only when Mertesacker was injured. He's no planning. And what's going on at the moment, we're paralysed on the pitch by what's going on off it. At the moment, all the uncertainty over the Sanchez-Ozil contract situation, the Wenger situation, while we're standing still stagnating, the other clubs are going out recruiting, and that is the problem at the moment with the Arsene Wenger situation. He's really manoeuvring himself into a position in the club where basically they're just waiting now for the right timing to announce he's going to get a 2-year deal. And the only way I think it's going to be a problem for the board is if in the next month or so Arsenal fall away, drop out of the FA Cup in the semi-final to Manchester City, because then it's going to be very difficult. But it's clear to me that Wenger holds the power at the club, and he knows what he wants. He wants to stay on. He's made it clear he doesn't want to retire, and he's in charge of recruitment. And the problem is he's not recruiting well enough. We miss out on big players. We hear all this talk about the players we could have had. It's all about the players we've got. He doesn't seem to be able to motivate them, get them set up in a structure, certainly defensively. And while we've got that, we've slipped further behind. And my fear is that if he signs a new contract, we're going to have 2 years pretty much of the same.
Don't forget to buy the tune right now, Clash of the Season, available right now on all platforms. All the money raised goes to the Cancer Macmillan Trust. Make sure you do it right now.
Man get militant, man get straight to the point, no holding back on ArsenalFanTV. Troops might call you a ham roll if you don't like it, don't watch it, that's easy. But I know they're watching. It's a new